major ownership, and I guess they really didn't. Austin Dean's at 12.7, Miguel Rojas at 5, Prado at 2.5, Neil Walker at 0.7, RIP
Castro
that guy
at 29.4 in mine.
Well, you're in a 3-max. I'm looking at the large GPP. Yeah. So,
yeah,
but
Brett Anderson at 31%.
I mean, that's even crazier though to me. I think that kind of Garrett Cooper at 8%. Yeah, I mean that's even crazier. If I had known that, the 3-max is probably the way to go. Then I mean, if people are going to take that type of crazy ownership stand on these guys, I don't get it. Like, look, when it comes down to teams like that, it's no different than the hesitation in stacking the Tigers is. You're looking for multiple home runs, which they don't do very often because they're not going to flip the lineup over. It's not like you're getting a lot of extra base hits. You might get a couple singles and they might score 5 or 6 runs, and that's okay. But that's not really going to win you anything substantial. I mean, the risk that you're taking on doesn't warrant you into a 50-50 or a heads up. And that's the type of score you're going to put up. So
our boy Morales just hit into a double play with 1 out and 2 guys on to end it and save Straley from a first inning blow up.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's because Morales sucks. I mean, if you can catch him in that little streak that he has every year, then good for you. I shouldn't say that. Some of my best lineups this year has had Kendrys Morales. His 2-3 hit games and Fegley knocking him in from Oakland. So I guess I should be a little more appreciative of Kendrys Morales and what he brings to the plate.
All right. Well, I'm not sure when the other guys are going to join us, so we're just going to keep talking baseball. Anything in your seasonal leagues? Did you end up? Did you want to talk about a trade in our league? Did you end up going back and forth with that other owner about Chris Bryant? Did that end up with anything, or was that all talk?
No. So, I went ahead and I offered him something back, and he promptly rejected it and didn't counteroffer back. What I think I tried to do, and I might have even done Chris Bryant, and I think I tried to trade draft picks too and give him a good draft pick and take back a bad one. Or I'm not even really sure what I offered him, but it was completely fair and balanced. And the trade evaluator had him ahead. So, it is what it is. He decided not to. I did get another trade offer for Verlander. It was something ridiculous, though. I'm not even sure what it was. I rejected it promptly because it was even worse than the Austin Meadows option. But what I was thinking is that in your case, in your scenario here where you're trying to rebuild and you don't have a lot of hopes for this season, maybe you can trade off a little bit of your assets and pick up a early round draft pick, and I can get a guy that's going to fill some voids that I have in terms of scoring runs and runs batted in a Trey Mancini.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, look, what I was thinking is a Max Kepler or Domingo Santana type player. So you're not shortchanged in this. We discussed the downside to Domingo and the shortchange or the shortcomings of Max Kepler thus far this year. But that's why I would offer an early round draft pick in response, and then in return expect like a late round draft pick coming back, because I think you have to have it.
I'm down with it. I do like Trey Mancini. He does have a little keeper value for me, just because I'm not sure who my third keeper is going to be yet. So that's the only pause. But I'm trying to look up our values here. Let me open up, make sure I'm not talking out my ass here. So draft results here.
The question that you have is that, like, you look at him and his keeper value, but we haven't really discussed which round, draft pick you want, and that kind of offsets the keeper value.
It does, but I got to find out what his keeper value is. That's what I haven't looked at it yet. So let me find him.
And I'm even kind of deep in the middle infield position. So, like, I've got some quality guys here too, like Dansby Swanson, who I think has a little bit of keeper value if you prefer somebody like him coming back. Or let's see, maybe even somebody like.
Well, I got a guy like Moncada in my lineup that I can keep next year in the 8th round, which, depending on how his year goes, is a decent value. I just got to see where my keepers fall is what I got to see. All right, Kepler is a 7th round value next year. Or, I'm sorry, an 11th round value next year.
I also, picked up this guy off of waivers, a tremendous keeper value, especially if he keeps up at this torrid pace and doesn't get popped for PEDs. But I've got Tommy LaStella.
Ooh, Mr. LaStella.
I have no problem moving off of LaStella as even, maybe a throw-in.
And Domingo Santana is a 15th round next year. And Trey Mancini is a 15th round next year. Although Trey Mancini's putting up 1st round value right now. How about that guy, huh?
I don't know if he's 1st round value.
I think he's one of like 5 guys batting over 300 in the league right now.
Yeah,
how weird is that? How weird is the complete destruction of the batting average over the last couple of years?
Yeah, batting average is one of those things that, even right now, you just know that it's gonna regress to a certain extent. He'll get sub 300. I doubt he hits over 300 for the year. It's just like I don't think Domingo Santana is going to hit over 300 for the year. These guys are going to be 270, 280 hitters. I mean, I'd have to look at their career averages, but I suspect that's probably around where they are. And if Chris Davis has taught us anything, its batting average normalizes pretty evenly.
Pretty quick, yeah. All right, so let me pull your team up. Let's take a look. And you're looking specifically for Mr. Mancini.
Yeah, look, what I need, the holes that I have on my team that I'm trying to address is runs scored. Home runs, I feel like I'm in a decent spot. I don't really, if I can get somebody that can hit home runs, that's fine. But runs scored and RBIs, those are the 2 spots that I'm kind of looking at. And I think I have some guys here that have produced some of those numbers. Like I said, Tommy LaStella is a guy that I wouldn't mind letting go of. I've got a Jonathan Shoup. Really don't want to give up VR. His steals are a little bit too valuable, but a guy like Dansby Swanson has got 22, 7, 29, 4 steals, 250 batting average. Not crazy, but certainly a guy that was a 1st-round pick. He's only 25 years old, by the way.
Yeah, to be honest with you here, Chris, I like LaStella, I like Santana, I like Kepler. I like all 3 of those guys just fine. They're all good with me. Even the Dansby Swanson, I'm good with any of those guys. So yeah, let's get something done here.
Okay, all right. So, what are we thinking in terms of draft picks here?
Well, let me evaluate a couple of things here. I mean, I think between those guys, I mean, I don't think I need to be exorbitant here. Maybe a 2 or 3 round advance over a pick, and I don't know that it needs to be a super early round.
Well, I could do something like this. You send me Mancini, and let's say like your last round, and I send you like LaStella, and he's a free agent pickup. So I mean, what does that qualify him as?
21st round keeper next year,
like a 15th or 16th round pick or something like that. Give you some extra value on that, but I mean his numbers are not altogether that much different than Mancini, so I wouldn't want to. I would give you a better pick if we were talking Kepler or Swanson, obviously, because I think that they're both hitting 250, so it's a little different than a guy 300 and hitting in front of Mike Trout most nights. So,
well, I'm gonna need, if I lose Mancini, let's see, where am I lying? Where am I worried at? Okay, I've got Moustakas, I've got Moncada, I've got Vlad, I've got Odor, so I guess second and third base is something that he's just not really going to sneak in there. So I guess I can't really look at Listella because I'm not going to play him over Moncada or Moustakis.
Well, who do you have in your utility slots?
Depends on the day. But yeah, I mean, I've got Vlad, which I would probably play Listella over Vlad until Vlad really gets on a roll. Kettle Marte is a guy I use up and down. Same with Ronnie Rodriguez. Those are my short stops.
Sure.
So I got to keep one of those guys in my short stop. So, yeah, really, honestly, more of an outfielder is probably more of what I need because my pure outfielders are basically Juan Soto, Jock Peterson, and Jay Bruce. That's pretty much who plays my outfield. So outfield depth is probably more important.
Well, I mean, it just would depend on which guy you have a bigger interest in terms of whether you're interested in Domingo or Kepler. With Kepler, what did we say his value was? He was drafted in, a 15th round value?
Something
for a
there.
keeper?
Yep.
So we could probably do something like...
They're all in the 15th round. Mancini and Santana and Kepler, they're all kind of right there in that same area.
So we could probably do like a 10th round pick with those guys.
All right, I'm in.
All right. Let me go ahead and send this over.
Mm-hmm. Let's get her done. Moving up the draft pick board. I've already collected an extra third round. That will be helpful next year.
Right,
let's see. We got a little action in the chat room here. Cha-Cha says he took a couple weeks off of DFS and went back in with Cole and Freed. And then he said he also took a long shot with Martin Perez and Urena. So.
Yeah, hey, I like Martin Perez as a pitcher. I just, this is one of those lineups in LA that I don't attack. I'm just not interested in playing teams against LA or playing pitchers against LA.
And since Cha-Cha is listening, the beautiful thing about this league is we just worked out a trade. There's no collusion, and I'm going to hit accept, you're going to hit accept, and the players will be on each other's teams tomorrow. It's amazing.
Ready to go.
Just poking you, Cha-Cha. That's all fine. All right. Let's click refresh. Let's see this trade. Did it come up?
I haven't sent it yet.
I thought you said ready.
Evaluation here.
Yeah. All right. Well, you let me know. What I want to do before the other guys come on is I think we had a little fun, and I won $75 last week breaking down the late game showdowns with you. So what do you think about that?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's do that. So let me know when you send that, and I'm going to start looking up the showdowns. Oop, you sent it. I see it. I'm a little disappointed you didn't change the name of your team that you took over, but, it's not a bad name. So.
Yeah, hey, I don't do that much. You're just probably lucky it's not America's team or whatever the standard would have been because, that's usually what I keep it as. I think it took 2 or 3 years in my dynasty team to change it from the guy that I took it over from.
All right. Trade has been accepted. Now I will see a pending trade come through as I am the commissioner. And I will say, sure, let's do this.
All right. Well, the other people in your league should listen to the show, and they could potentially call in, and this could be a trade, a trade show from 7 to 8.
Call in trades.
Yeah, awesome. We could call in, we could talk, we could negotiate, we could have people come in, we could, give insight on, if 2 people wanted to call in and discuss a trade, we could give insight on it, and we could usurp their trade with a better offer.
These are all good. These are all good jobs.
Cause chaos. So
yes. It'd be a lot of fun.
I'm pretty excited about picking this up, and I hope that Trey Mancini helps me make this worth it for giving up an early, relatively early, first 30% of the draft pick. If I wasn't up 10-2 this week, I probably wouldn't have done it, but I got off to a good start. I feel like my guys are going to gel, and I'm going to make a run at this. I think it's Still early enough in the season that I can do that, and